Welcome back to Episode of Mr. Truth. I am your only host on the show, and it looks like Rumble got up and running a lot faster than I expected it would. How's everybody doing this fine Tuesday morning? It is a crisp 62 degrees right now, which is weird because last week I'm pretty sure it was in the teens. And all our snow is almost gone. Almost. Gotta wait for the sun to, what's the word? Rotate? Not rotate. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, what do we got going on today? A little bit of everything, a little bit more of yesterday. We're going to talk about, I don't know, my least favorite people. Whoa. Whoa. Some of my least favorite. Hey, mute yourself. There we go. Sorry, Rumble was being stupid. I forgot what I was going to talk about. But before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, we're not doing product placements today because that would just be wrong. However, these Reign energy drinks are always fire. I don't get paid to do this, but you know what? Product placement. Huh? Huh? Hold on, let's do this together. Ready? Listen to the sound opening. Have the first sip with me. I forgot. Now that I've got my drink, make sure you get yourself something to drink. Coffee, energy drinks, water. Product placement. Pure Life. I drank Pure Life water because that's what is bought. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get to obviously the video of the morning. It's actually kind of two. One of them, I just wanted to play because I heard it this morning. The other one, on the other hand, is a little bit humor. Caught me. Woo! Yeah, when you said J Files, it kind of like clicked in my mind. Like, wait a minute, this sounds like Epstein stuff. But yeah, now that I've seen that website, I'll definitely read more into it. But 75 pages, holy shit. Yeah, I'll check that out. Appreciate you, brother. Anyway, dude, fuck Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon should be in fucking jail right now getting ass raped by 3 large inmates. That motherfucker was going to release a pro-Epstein documentary the day he died. Oh, they were friends. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Oh, yeah. So, I don't really have much humor to put in today's video. However, I do have one humor video. Some of you might like it, some of you may not. Don't really care. Oh, I'm going to have a lot to do later on today.
Oh, dear Lord. That's classic.
The pictures, though, make it fucking hilarious.
I got places to go. People to see, time is precious. I look at my Cartier out of control. Just like my mind where I'm going. No women, no shorties,
legit
no
website, right?
No stopping at my Pirelli's on. Unlike my jewelry, that's always on. I know the storm is coming. My pockets keep telling me it's gonna shower. Call up my homies, it's on and popping the night cause it's meant to be ours. We keep a fadeaway shot cause we ballin' and spittin' up Patron every hour. Lil' mama, ow, you just like the flowers. Girl, you the truth with all that goody power.
Oh my god. You know what's funny though? All these congressmen were supposed to go in and view their shit yesterday. Well, that was weird. Yeah, I think it says on top. Oh, it doesn't say how many. It just says the $1 million or million documents. Yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, some of these emails so far I'm gonna have to look into because this one talks about Trump, Yemen, and Iran support. Okay. All right.
She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more
You know, it's funny because where is it? My daughter was talking about this. Well, not this. Saying that majority of the Super Bowl commercials had a lot to do with AI. Boy, I told you AI is not a very good thing. Little text message. Okay, because I was looking at his sent.
Shawty must know I'm the man. My money lover like a #1 fan. Don't open my mouth, let her talk to my fans. My Benjamin Franklin's. A couple of grands, I got rubber bands. My paper planes making a dance. Get dirty all night, that's part of my. We building kisses that's made out of. She's amazing, I'm fire blazing, hotter than Cajun. Girl, won't you move a little closer? Time to get paid, it's maximum wage. That body belong on a poster. I'm in the days, that bottom is waving at me like, damn it, I know you. You run the show like a gun out of holster. Tell me whatever and I'll be your gopher. You spin my head right round when you go down,
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch any of the Super Bowl commercials because it's a commercial. What was I doing? Probably smoking and getting something to drink. You know, take a couple hits off the joint, be like, fuck, my Pats are losing. Take a couple more hits. Oh, fuck it. Let me roll a king. You know, I think I smoked like 4 grams during the game. Maybe more, maybe 5. But that's kind of how I do it.
She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more beautiful to me. It's going down. From the top of the pool, I watch her go. She got me throwing my money up. Ain't nothing more beautiful to me. It's going down. Yeah, I'm spending my money. I'm out of control. Somebody help me. She taking my bankroll, but I'm king of the club, and I'm wearing a crown. Popping these bottles, touching these bottles, watching the asses go boom.
Wait, yeah, dude, now? Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. That's what Puerto Ricans try to tell me. It's not Bad Bunny, guys. It's Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny.
So that's weird.
All right. This was posted a year ago, and I don't know why. I must have been searching for certain terms because I wanted to look up content for today. But I was going back and forth this morning and last night what I wanted to show, what I could show. Um, some of them are long. There was one that was 2 hours long. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. And that was Les Wexner and the Victoria's Secret. Yeah. Well, you know what's funny? When they say Jews literally run all of the fucking industries, entertainment mainly, it's not wrong. They're not wrong. But they'll call Kanye an anti-Semitic for calling it out. But everyone knows it's true.
George Clooney lives.
Yes.
And Jen and George are friends. So
Sure.
went to George's house?
Yes, of course. And him and his wife and all these nice people were there, and they invited Jen and me. I know George back in the day too, so we went there and you take a boat. You get on a boat, you cruise down. went over to their house. They made us homemade pizza, and it was an amazing time. I sat next to Bono. It was a good day.
That is a good day.
This looks like
She likes to. She's busy all the time.
It looks like they just went through all the documents that were released and Cliff noted it. It kind of looks like they no, actually it looks like the whole thing. Ooh, Moscow. Oh. Oh. Woo.
I know she's the greatest host, but
She is a good
I
host.
like I'm going to bed at 9. I can't come over. Your thing starts at 8:30. So
Yes, she can handle it. She
Yeah,
can handle it. And
she
her
can.
parties are incredible at her
yeah,
house, too.
yeah, she does have good parties, and she makes
Oh.
good pizza as well.
She makes great
Don't
pizza.
worry.
Wonderful,
Yes, yes.
wonderful
Don't worry, Haystack. I think I get into that. Let me move it up. But yeah.
pizza. All right, just y'all are all like, whatever. So that's where Clooney lives. George Clooney lives.
Yes.
And Jen and George are friends. So
Sure,
you
sure.
went to
I'm
George's
glad
house.
you said
Yes,
that.
yes, yes, of course.
But then you said it
yes,
yesterday, I was
homemade
like, you know
pizza,
what?
and it was an
I'm gonna have
amazing
to
time.
check
I
this
sat
out.
next to Bono. It was a good day.
Even more.
That is a good day. She
And I think I
she
took
likes
it from
to.
Young
She's
Turk.
busy all the time. I know she's the greatest host, but
She is a good
I
host.
I'm going to bed at 9. I can't come over. Your thing starts
Oh, no,
at
it's very
8:30.
tense.
So
Yes, she can handle it. She
Yeah,
can handle it. And
she
her
can.
parties are incredible at her house, too.
Yeah, she does have good parties, and
It is a little convenient that they don't know if she's dead, they don't know if she's alive, all these signs, and they can't tell anything.
she makes good pizza as well.
She makes great pizza.
Wonderful,
Yes, yes.
wonderful pizza.
Oh, look at
All right, just y'all are all like, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't.
These
That set really fucking surprised me. That really surprised, unless it's just, you know, a coincidence.
these circles of friends that you guys have. You told a story about going and having pizza at the Clooney's in Lake Como.
That's all an Aniston. Like George and I
You're a Jew,
would love you
dude.
to
You
come
know
over
about it.
for pizza, but
How was the pizza? Was it good? Did he make it
Amal's
himself?
pizza was better than Clooney's. They
Yeah,
both made. Everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no
Finally.
pizza we didn't love.
Something that he doesn't
Five
do
different
better
kinds.
than
Five
everybody
different
else.
kinds or 6 different kinds of pizza that night.
But
Clooney's.
that's not what they use it for. They use it for everyday Americans. 100% true. Everyday Americans is all they're spying on. When they talk about foreign intelligence, you know they only monitor what's going out. By law, they can only monitor what's going out.
Clooney's was
Quiet.
excellent.
Shut your tr-
Amal's was the winner.
Thank you very much for this prestigious award. To show my appreciation, I am inviting you all to a pizza party tonight at Jennifer Aniston's house. I'll see you there.
At the end of the dinner party, Seinfeld came walking out. He was like,
Nobody go anywhere.
Wasn't this motherfucker at a Diddy party?
You guys are in for a treat
Own
tonight.
party.
We're gonna have some brick oven pizza.
everybody went crazy in the party. What? Oh my God, brick oven pizza.
It's funny they're talking about pizza now. Now they're also talking about jerky. Beef, well, not beef jerky. But I gotta look more into the jerky scandal because that sounds it sounds like they're literally eating kids.
What?
Oh, by the way, one of my YouTube channels, I just randomly check and see if they'll let me have it back. One of them said, "Fuck you, not happening." The other one said, "You know what? Let's see. Well, let's see." And I sent in a request, see if I can get my channel back.
One lady was like, "How many cheeses, Jerry?" Jerry was like, 7 different cheeses, 7 different cheeses.
People went crazy. By the way, all these people were white. These are all fucking white people. They start chanting, bop, 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 bop. The fuck is bop, man? Bop, bop, bop. What the fuck is bop? White woman leaned over the table. She was like, "It's short for brick oven pizza." I was like, "Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, okay, I get it." Seinfeld had some Italian men walk out. They had pizza-like garb on. They start passing out the pizza saying Italian shit. John. I don't know Italian. John. It just dawned on me, actually, as I told that joke. What I'm doing is racist right now. I apologize. John. People were eating the fucking pizza going crazy. Oh my God, I taste the cheeses, Jerry. I taste the cheeses. They brought me my piece of pizza. I took a bite. I couldn't fucking believe it. Best pizza I've ever had in my life. Best fucking pizza I've ever had. Had some type of lettuce on it. I've never tasted.
Queer. It's weird that knowing what we know now, that he was making these kind of jokes.
This shit. Tell my white baby's got some type of lettuce on it. Tell my white baby's got some type of lettuce on it. Wait till you taste the lettuce. This white woman, she leaned over again. She was like, it's arugula. What? It's arugula. Oh, shit. I took another bite. I got caught up. Bop, bop, bop. Bop. What an amazing night.
Epstein. James
It's a
O'Keefe
fucking amazing night, start to finish, man.
You've been to my house. We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love a pizza. It's so
You can't tell me Selena Gomez isn't part of it. Or at least one of the victims. There's no way.
I want to get to the next story here. Next story I want to get to, which is kind of weird. We've all been following this story very closely because it's tragic when you hear siblings sitting there and all of a sudden their mother is missing. At how old is she? 84 years old?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And this incident happens, and then the more and more you keep seeing stuff, the link, the when it happened, when the announcement was made. Apparently, the people that have their mother is now asking for, did you say, Rob, $6 million in Bitcoin is what they're asking for?
Bitcoin,
and then there's a lot of, we're willing to pay, we're willing to do this, we're willing to do that. Rob, which clip is this? This is
Savannah Guthrie talking about paying the ransom.
Okay, go for it, Rob. Go ahead.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Okay, Vinny, thoughts?
Okay, well, obviously tragic story, but at the end of the day, when something
I think they said something about Epstein might have been one of the co-founders. Like I said, when I first saw that, I sold my Bitcoin because I saw that bitch dropping. Big drops. And everybody's like, well, at least it wrote. And I checked the next morning, it went back up 1,400. But then an hour later, it was back down 2,000. So crypto is fucked up anyway. But Bitcoin, shit.
Massive happens, Tommy, I had to be like, why? Why her? Why Savannah on this level of this stage? Right. And I just want people to know that there's a fact. Savannah Guthrie, she's in the Epstein files. Rob, can you please put this up? Rob, can you show it? And by the way, this is all my assumption, this is all my allegation, but she's in the Epstein files. And if you could go up,
right now,
Rob.
Bitcoin is down 662. Ah, damn. Because I got up till, I think it was like 70. I don't know.
Right there. This is, I don't know who this is, Pat. I'm assuming because they redacted everything on the highlighted yellow and keep going down. Click on that one right there. Pat, if you read this, they obviously black redacted everything.
Can't see anything. You can read it.
I got you. Just wanted to give you a heads up. She's done another interview with Savannah Guthrie. I'm assuming they're talking about Virginia Giuffre. In that, she said the following. She was interviewed by the FBI in 2011 by a blank. In the interview, she gave the names of all the girls she helped to traffic. All right. She also interviewed the SDNY, no time frame. 2 other women also tell DOJ that Epstein specifically trafficked them to other men. Number 4, there are cameras in the New York City house and others where he could watch people in the bathroom and elsewhere. They're planned to air it on Today and this Friday's Dateline, okay? Another fact, Savannah Guthrie is the first mainstream television journalist to interview an Epstein survivor. And then in 2015, again, this is all my speculation, Pat. I'm just out there going down this freaking rabbit hole. NBC executives, I'm pretty sure, knew that they released that. They're going to have to deal, Dateline was going to have to deal with, you know, litigation and all that stuff. And then they had another thing called Reckoning, where a documentary on Dateline with all the Epstein survivors, that was going to lead to all this craziness. Now, Savannah Guthrie gave Virginia Giuffre a national platform and a voice to make these allegations that reach the highest levels of power. And if you guys remember, who was the main person that they were talking about?
Bill Clinton.
You guys remember? Prince Andrew. That was the number one, and they were going after him. And imagine all the stuff that came after him. But another
remember that Prince Andrew one? They caught a video of what they looked like a boy climbing down the wall of one of the castles to get away, and it was a boy, not a man, not an 18-year-old.
Savannah Guthrie's husband, Michael Feldman, worked in the Clinton White House for 8 years. He served.
That's the tie. They're tied to the Clintons.
Served as the deputy assistant to President Bill Clinton as a senior comms and policy aid guy. His responsibilities were internal operations, message coordination, political strategy. And then after leaving, her husband.
What do you want to bet they find her or her body the day the Clintons are supposed to testify?
Co-founded the Glover Park Group. It's a Democratic-aligned public relations and consulting firm. Pat, you know what they basically do? They go around, Tom, and if there's stuff about you that they need to fix, they clean up your image and all that type of stuff. So I think right now, what we could be witnessing is not just an abduction, it's psychological warfare being used. Again, my speculation, but what if this is a form of institutional retaliation against someone who helped those figures? It's not random that she's in the files. It's not random that she interviewed Virginia. It's not random that she interviewed all these people. And you know what? I did a little digging. Do you guys remember who was another person towards the end of his life that was openly criticizing our government with handling of the Epstein files? Do you guys remember? What do you guys remember? Charlie Kirk. On July 14th, remember Trump came out and said, if you guys are doing this, you don't support me, I'm not with you. You remember that? That was July 14th. He told everybody to back off. That same day, Charlie Kirk said, I'm done talking about Epstein. And then guess what? On July 15th, the very next day, he flipped and he demanded that the files were going to be released and covering Epstein for nearly an hour on his show. An hour. And then less than 2 months later, I think it was 50-some days, Pat, he was dead. And this is him. This is the clip.
What are you saying?
What if the mother is collateral?
I was just going to ask what you
look at the connections. The girl that gave the platform to survivors that exposed Prince Andrew.
Like I said, it's gonna the mother's gonna be found, whether dead or alive. The mother will be found, and it'll be around the same time as that, or something else that's dire in the country that we need to take care of. Because right now, think about it. Nobody in the country is worrying about anything except Bad Bunny, Epstein, and what else? Voting the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act, which it should have been automatic. You need an ID to vote. You need to be an American citizen to vote. That's all part about being an American citizen. Whether by birth or by process of the process. What's so hard about that? And they want to vote that down. Any congressman, I don't give a fuck, Senate, House, Republican, Democrat, if you want to vote down that SAVE Act, quit your job. Because you're not an American. You're not for the American people. Only American citizens can vote. What's so hard about codifying that? It should have been done 250 years ago.
Andrew, that blew the lid off. Guys, we never even heard of survivors, bro. We didn't know any of them existed until she gave them the platform. Okay, she gave them the platform. Maybe they wanted her husband to help because by the way, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton are supposed to go and speak in front of Congress, this month, Tom?
Thank you, Vinny.
Look, it's kind of, it's
not if you have a say to it.
Well, I think it's connected. I think it's kind of connected. Why of all people?
See, Haystack, it's funny because you mentioned this whole thing yesterday. And remember, I said, I'm going to check into this. And then this came out. And it kind of confirms a lot of what I was thinking. It's pretty fucking funny, isn't it?
What do you think is the connection?
because she's the one.
I'm genuinely giving you the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, yeah.
What are you saying exactly?
I'm saying she.
Like in a sentence.
My speculation is they're sending a message. You're giving them the platform. You gave these girls a voice. You're doing this. Maybe they asked her husband, who runs this firm. He's a partner at Global Park Group, which helps Democrats, Adam, with their image and stuff. Maybe they asked him to help clean up and help with this thing, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not going to do it." This happens. There's no way. How is she randomly in the Epstein files?
Let me send you a clip
It all
I
makes
found.
sense now.
But
It kind of is connected.
Let me do this.
It's all connected.
Let me send you a clip from the lady Savannah and Trump, their history. I think this is the part that you have to hear, where the crisis happened on a day that's very, very weird. There's cops lined outside of their house the entire time trying to find out what the hell is going on. This is weird. Some people are even saying, could it be an inside job? So a lot of different angles people are taking, right? That maybe their own family did this for a different reason. I'm not saying that's the truth. All I'm saying is, but this is the history of Savannah Guthrie with President Trump. Go ahead, Rob.
Satanic cult run by the deep state.
Watch this.
I'll tell you what I do know about. I know about Antifa, and I know about the radical left, and I know how violent they are and how vicious they are, and I know how they're burning down cities run by Democrats, not run by Republicans.
Senator Ben Sasse said, quote, QAnon is nuts, and real leaders call conspiracy theories conspiracy theories. Why not just say it's crazy and not true?
He may be right. I just don't know about Q.
CIA invented the term conspiracy. That's weird. Why would they do that? Why would they be the one making the definition? No reason. No reason.
Going on.
You do know.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you another thing.
Let's waste a whole show. You start off with white supremacy. I denounce it. You start off with something else. Let's go. Keep asking me these questions.
I do have one more.
Let me just tell you what I do hear about it is they are very strongly against pedophilia, and I agree with that. I mean, I do agree with that, and I agree with it.
But there's not a satanic pedophile.
I have no idea. I know nothing
You don't know
about
that? Okay.
No, I don't know
you
that.
Just this
neither
week.
do you know that.
Okay, just this week.
And neither do you. He's given the right answer.
Antifa. Why aren't you asking me about the radical left?
Because you're
why aren't
volunteering
you asking Joe Biden questions about why doesn't he condemn Antifa? Why does he say it doesn't exist?
Because you're here before.
Back in 2024 during the election.
Watch.
I'm sorry.
Let it keep going.
She was attacking him.
Oh, I plan on
left
searching a
and
lot of
right. I mean,
keywords
talking
today.
to
I think there's
a
more.
former president of the United States
you can
at
pause
that
it right
time.
here because there's a lot of clips between the two
100%.
and how the stuff that they said didn't exist came out to be true in many different areas. Then this is the one that's very creepy, folks. I'm sure you've seen this. The letter she's reading is verbatim from what the lady in the movie Silence of the Lambs said when they were talking about kidnappers.
The daughter.
Wow.
Tell me this isn't.
Listen to what you're about to listen about to what's about to happen. It's gonna blow your fucking mind. Because I was watching this morning, like, there's no way. There's no way it's word for word.
It's creepy. Watch this.
She is full of kindness.
Catherine is very gentle and kind.
Talk to her and you'll see.
Talk to her and you'll see.
What? Wait. I mean, this is a little weird.
And it went on. There's actually a longer clip of it. And so my point is, think about this. What are the odds, Adam? What are the odds that Savannah Guthrie, she's in the Epstein files where it looks like Jeffrey Epstein is talking to somebody powerful saying she's going to go here, she's going to talk about this, she's going to talk about that. Then her husband worked for Clinton for 8 years, okay, leaves, goes to another company, partners up with a company that helps Democrats with their...
Dude, I have a better chance of playing in the Super Bowl than that actually happening. Right? Dude, see, when it comes to coincidences, and you know how one of the old sayings is history repeats itself, but if you also look a lot of Hollywood, if you look into it and list some of the stuff instead of, the flashiness, they're trying to they're telling stories. And a lot of the shit they don't pay attention to because it's actually happening. It's fucking wild that they found that clip. That's why I love some of these people in the AI.
Image and all that stuff. And then now the Clintons are testifying about...
Hey, at least I'm playing in the Super Bowl. All right. What are you going to be doing? Sitting on the sidelines cheering for me. So what does that make you? A retard supporter? What if I go in to play in the Super Bowl because I'm autistic? That's a disability. Huh? Huh? You're the one that walks around. Have you seen my baseball? All right. I love you, Dom.
About the Epstein stuff this month, how do you not see a connection of somehow, somewhere, and then she's over here yelling at Trump? What you're talking about? There's demons and whatever is a pedophile satanic group. Yeah, there is. There is. What other type of human being sleeps with underage girls, allegedly buries them or puts them in sulfuric acid, kills them? They have trap doors and they throw them to the freaking sharks. It's like, when are we gonna stop pretending that evil is real? That evil is real and it's happening in front of our faces. I think that once we stop playing that game, then nothing is off the table. Because you can't not see the connection. She was the biggest, she put the victim of Prince Andrew, a prince, and put her on the freak and sat there. You don't think NBC was like, oh my God, we're gonna get litigation. But she's like, we have to do it. You don't think this is a retribution? You don't think these people pay you back? You know, she's lucky she's not hanging from a tree in her house with a shotgun shot to her chest, and there's no shotgun found, like Mark Middleton.
That's like Kurt Cobain shooting himself with a shotgun in the mouth. Or was it the chest? I don't know. That one didn't seem pretty legit either.
She's lucky. She's lucky, and I pray that they find her mom. But this is all connected, bro. That's me. I don't think it's a family member.
I don't know if you, Tom, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yes. So when you go public with a kidnapping, these statements are not written by you in emotion and stress. These states are written by professionals that work with the law enforcement that are writing the message back to you because they are trying to do one thing. They're trying to get your person back, but they're also trying to set hooks or identify where they can catch the captors. Preserve life is number one, because the law enforcement will look at you and say, look, if you want to pay the ransom, you're risking on losing this money, and all you're going to get back is, a body at some point, if then. And so this, I believe, and I'm 90% on this was written by somebody in law enforcement. Now, did that person in law enforcement write the same thing from Silence of the Lambs? If they did, that's pretty lazy. But I'll also tell you this. These movies, I mean, I lived in LA, Pat lived in LA. I knew people that used to do law enforcement research for the show Law and Order. Pat, do you know how much they spent on research? They had consultants because they said, hey, we want to show the courtroom scene, we want to show this, but it's got to be accurate. It's got to be true. We want the procedure to be right. We want it to look authentic. And so if Silence of the Lambs, if they, took the time and done research to portray this correctly, and then the person that's working with Savannah...
Do you think they used AI to make that statement? Because AI would have put it, this looks good.
And Guthrie and law enforcement copied it. Number one, I think that's lazy, but it does line up with exactly what law enforcement would want you to do. So I think this was not surprising to me. There is one fact. Everyone, including law enforcement, seems to agree an elderly woman was abducted. There's blood at the scene, and from there, those are the facts.
They've done a DNA match.
Now everything else. Are these ransom notes real? Is this a copycat? We don't know that.
And $6 billion of Bitcoin is the ransom.
Because remember, in most of these, I hate to cast a bad light on this, Pat, but how many of these have you seen that they think it's this, they think it's that, it turns out to be it's a family member. Angry family members or angry friends that have broken something is usually the first path on
angry
here. It goes back
like
to Scott
Clinton?
Peterson. It goes back to
always the
cases like
always
this.
First, but yeah,
not always, but there's a really high percent that it was inside the circle of family and friends and community, and someone's upset. So she's missing. There's
I don't
blood.
know. It was Tucson.
And I don't
I could
know.
be wrong.
And I can't make the call on whether the ransom notes are accurate or a copycat. What if but there's some weird things going on that just shows you the law enforcement is just looking everywhere. They pulled stuff out of a mailbox. They were looking in a septic tank. Yeah. It shows that what law enforcement is doing with that is saying, what if it was a friend, family member or a quick kill, and we're just looking for a body.
Yeah, that's why I said speculation, Tom, but it is kind of weird that I'm not being Kevin Bacon 6 degrees. It's just obvious. She was the one. She was the one. And now the Clintons are about to testify. I don't know. Well, I mean, I pray for her. I hope she's okay.
I respect what you're saying, but there's a lot of dots there, and Vinny, to be honest,
People
and there's
don't like
a lot, and there's a lot of journalists that are in this same realm. I mean, if this theme is there, then you would have a high-profile conservative journalist like a Sean Hannity, somebody coming after him. I'm not saying, I'm not suggesting, but I'm saying if
I got you, Tom. I get it. I understand what you're saying. Tom, go for it. Adam, go for it.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, let me just kind of cut through the noise. And as much as I love you, Vinny, there was a lot of noise there, but I do appreciate you literally going down the rabbit hole like you said you would. So I have not followed this at all, so I'll just be simple. Number one, this is not some sort of business transaction. This is an old woman who's being held hostage. On its face, that's what's going on. There may be extracurricular things going on. There's time to decide that.
Maybe.
Number two, the whole goal, why they're using the silence of a lamb situation is because there's a playbook here. Number one, you need to humanize the person that's being held captive. She's kind, she's sweet, she's a mother, she's a grandmother. Please return my mother back to me is the same thing that anyone would say if their mother or grandmother was being held hostage. Number three, the basic rule is you don't negotiate with terrorists. These people are terrorists, most likely, domestic terrorists, if you want to call them that. And I think it's going to end up very ugly for these people because the last thing that these people want is to be just living with an old lady for the next 6, 12, 18 months. So they're doing this for the money. And let's see what the authorities, I agree with Tom here. The authorities are running this, not the Guthrie family.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. There's a lot of weird things to it. And, you know, anytime you're doing things, your job is to be able to consider everybody. Typically, they're going to look at, could it be an inside thing? Could it be somebody that's on the inside that's doing this? But because it's 84 and it's not like they're living in a house that's that outlandish that they're going to come in. There was the patterns of typical. It's very weird. So we'll see. We'll see what's happening. The statistic when I'm looking at this on what's happening with PBD Podcast, more ladies are starting to watch PBD Podcast.
It's not a coincidence. Everything is always tied together for a reason. Why? Power. Control. Why was Epstein friends with the Sultan of UAE? Why was he seen with him plenty of times on multiple vacations? And I'm going to go check this guy's name out in all these emails because apparently these guys were pretty friendly. And of all places, I went to a liberal YouTube page, mainly because, you know, Anna. But sometimes I don't watch them all the time, but this one I decided to listen to. Just a thought. Because I was looking up the Sultan and there was somebody else, I can't remember his name. Les
the weird salacious stuff, which could maybe have been used by Epstein for blackmail, or maybe they just like to do salacious stuff together. So let me get to those details because Suleim and Epstein weren't just, you know, business partners. They were very good friends and did go on vacations together. And look, we don't know for sure what transpired on those vacations, but all we can do is show you what Suleim and Epstein messaged to each other, okay? So Epstein wrote to him after one enjoyable excursion together in March of 2007, quote, "Hope you had fun. I am glad to have you as my friend. You are the only person I have met who is as crazy as me." After Epstein's death, the Miami Herald discovered that Epstein's neighboring island, Great St. James, had been purchased in Suleiman's, I know I'm mispronouncing his name and I apologize for that, in his name in 2016. And there's more. In November of that year, 2007, a few months after his indictment in Florida on sex abuse charges, Epstein mentioned to Suleim hearing a funny story from a woman they both knew. Suleim replied, "Yes, after several attempts for several months, we managed to meet in New York. there's a misunderstanding. She wanted some business while I only wanted some, I think you can fill in the blank. Epstein replied, praise Allah, there are still people like you. Unfortunately, there are plenty of people like that. But anyway, thoughts, Jake, before we move on?
No, real quick, last two things here. So Epstein bragged that he had made his money from arms, drugs, and diamonds. And some people thought he was BSing, like showing off in Palm Beach, etc. No, turns out not at all. Now through the series of drop site news stories, these are leaked emails. By the way, part of the reason Ehud Barak shows up so much, that's a former Israeli prime minister in these emails, is because they tapped into his emails. And so how did they get Epstein's emails? Well, Epstein is talking to the Israelis nonstop, constantly arranging meetings for Ehud Barak and Vladimir Putin and with the UAE guys and coordinating everything. There is no civilian that.
Wait, Epstein's talking to Israelis? No, that's gotta be fake news. That's gotta be because Epstein's a Jew and Zenk is a Muslim.
Coordinates illegal activities of Israel, America, Nicaragua, UAE, Angola. No, there's a guy who works for intelligence agencies, obviously. So look, guys, I wouldn't even have to be frustrated about it if our press did its job. But our press's job is not to uncover the news, it's to cover up the news. So for example, in America, you'll hear about a lot of countries and cities in the Middle East, and generally they're viewed like presented by American media in a very negative light, like, oh, the Muslims and Iran is terrorist, Hamas, and oh my God, Qatar, all this stuff, right? But the one place that's golden and never gets any bad press is the UAE. And Dubai, you hear about Dubai all the time. Oh, Dubai, everybody's in Dubai. Dubai is great, Dubai, because they're working with the Israelis. That's why. So, and they totally betrayed the Palestinians, threw them under the bus, don't care at all. They're like, how do we make more money?
When I was looking at this, what they're trying to, looks like they were trying to recreate with this country, the city, whatever. It looks very similar to Atlantis. And now they also, I saw this photo that Elon reposted about Moonbase 1 or whatever it's called. And if you looked at the picture that he retweeted, X'd it, it looks like Atlantis is on gonna be on the moon. It's crazy world. Craziness, right?
And the Israelis want to, run our cybersecurity, meaning they pretty much run the country. I mean, if you let the Israelis run your cybersecurity, you're it's like one giant pager that runs the country. So they've been in bed with them the entire time. But meanwhile, our media is like, well, Dubai's the one lovely place. And Abraham Accords, that's amazing. They did peace. Oh, UAE's so great. Israel's so great. And everyone else around them is the bad guys. No, it's the exact opposite of the truth. Isn't that amazing? They've been lying to you your whole life. It's just like the Wizard of Oz. What you thought was true is the exact opposite of the truth. Why? Because of the person with the microphone. The person with the microphone makes the biggest difference. So yes, after seeing all these stories, Anna, it's the most obvious thing in the world that Jeffrey Epstein was intelligence for Israel, no question about it. And yes, it appears the CIA knew. If they didn't know that Epstein was Israeli intelligence and he was running all these illegal operations,
I don't know why I didn't think of this before. Oh, that's weird. Anyway, let's get to what this says. What does Israel have to do with Palantir? My question. Israel connections to Palantir, the American data and analytics and AI company co-founded by Peter Thiel, is a primary business and technology partnership focused on military and defense applications. Yet they're monitoring Americans and everything we do, right? Well, Palantir executives, including Thiel and CEO Alex Karp, met with Israeli defense officials in Tel Aviv. Wait. So it looks like Palantir is a little more than it should be.
Including with the CIA in Iran-Contra, then the CIA is the most incompetent organization in the history of the world. So yes, our government is also guilty. They've been covering up for all of Epstein's crimes because they're complicit in Epstein's crimes. And of course, the most important thing in America is Israel shall never be besmirched. So if there's shows that Israel is the one running that operation, well then, shh, everybody cover it up. That's what's been happening until drop site.
Remember that. It's true. They did a show on it.
Today on Forbes, how Jeffrey Epstein got so rich. 2 more billionaire clients. Buried within the more than 3 million documents released by the Department of Justice last Friday are contracts and payment records identifying 2 previously unreported billionaire clients of Jeffrey Epstein, real estate mogul Mortimer Zuckerman and Ariane de Rothschild, a Rothschild heir by marriage.
Rothschild.
According to the files, Epstein provided estate planning and possibly other financial services for Zuckerman and de Rothschild. Together, they appear to have paid him $45 million, an unusually high sum for the work he said he was performing, according to 2 estate planning experts who spoke with Forbes anonymously given the sensitivity of the topic. One said, quote, "The industry rules of ethics require fees to be reasonable. Those fees are insane." There's also, of course, the fact that Epstein was not a lawyer or an accountant, and so lacked the usual credentials for performing such work. The clients appear to have paid Epstein between 2013 and 2015, years after he had pled guilty in 2008 in Florida State Court to 2 felony prostitution-related charges. Zuckerman, de Rothschild, and former Norwegian diplomat Tarjei Ruud Larsen, who appears as a third party in one of the contracts, did not respond to requests for comment. These revelations resolve at least a few of the mysteries about the origins of Epstein's wealth. Forbes previously reported that the sex criminal, who was worth nearly $600 million at the time of his death, grew his fortune in the last 2 decades largely through his U.S. Virgin Islands-based companies, Financial Trust and Southern Trust. From 1999 to 2018, the 2 entities generated over $800 million in revenue, more than $360 million in dividends, and $488 million in fees from ultra-wealthy clients, supposedly for providing financial services. Much of that fee income has already been tracked. Les Wexner, founder of L Brands and former owner of Victoria's Secret, and whose net worth is $8.9 billion, was responsible for over $200 million, the biggest chunk, Forbes has estimated.
Apparently Epstein weaseled his way into Wexner's life, and pretty much he had control over what Wexner was doing. Whether or not Wexner was fucking innocent, I don't think so. But goddamn, Epstein fucking played him good.
Apollo Global Management co-founder Leon Black, who is worth $13.6 billion, paid Epstein $170 million. The hedge fund of Glenn Dubin, whose net worth is $2.9 billion, handed over another $15 million. That left approximately $103 million from unknown clients. The payments uncovered in the new DOJ release explain a substantial portion of that mystery $103 million. The largest sum revealed in the new documents came in 2015 from Ariane de Rothschild, her family, and their bank and investment firm, Edmond de Rothschild. Then married to billionaire Benjamin de Rothschild, who died in 2021, Ariane was on the bank's board at the time. She became its CEO in 2023, 2 years after her husband's death.
Interesting.
Epstein and Ariane appear to have had a friendly relationship, with the pair exchanging multiple emails and meeting in New York and Paris between 2014 and 2019. In a set of 2013 messages between Epstein and a member of Edmond de Rothschild Group's executive committee, the member asked...
amazes me. All these elite people that already knew he was a fucking pedophile because he already went to jail for it, still were like, you know what? We're going to hang out with him. We're going to hang out with him. Nothing to see here. He's a changed man, right? Right? So why are you guys paying him money?
Epstein, quote, "What did you do to Ariane?" To which Epstein replied, quote, "Listened." The person then wrote, quote, "She loved it, and you put your finger on things that matter to her." A 2023 Wall Street Journal article reported that Epstein and Rothschild had negotiated a proposed contract between Southern Trust and the bank. A spokesperson for the bank told the Journal that she was unaware of Epstein's crimes and that, quote, "she feels for and supports the victims." A contract dated October 5th, 2015, outlines a $10 million payment to Epstein from de Rothschild's firm, Edmund de Rothschild, Suisse, for, quote, "a variety of strategic business matters."
Yes, that's true. That's why I had to look up his name this morning, because he showed up somewhere. And then when I tried to tie it back to Epstein, that's when I figured out like Epstein was pretty much using his wallet. And the fact that he was the owner of Victoria's Secret for a while. Wexner, I think, was 80 something when he linked up with Epstein.
Another contract, dated November 3rd, 2015, states that Epstein's Southern Trust would continue to work with de Rothschild on family estate planning, quote, as well as the, quote, strategic business matters, and that she would pay Southern Trust $15 million. Those amounts together match the $25 million in fees that Epstein ultimately received from de Rothschild's husband and their company, per 2 invoices and a list of transactions with Epstein's accounts at Deutsche Bank. Meanwhile, Zuckerman's relationship with the sex criminal dates.
They're going after everybody that had links to Epstein, right? And that are in the emails. But they still haven't gone to that active member of the House. The active representative from the Virgin Islands. Is it Virgin Islands? I think it's the Virgin Islands. Stacey Plaskett received money from Epstein, numerous campaigns. Brooklyn Obama, he's in the emails, trying to get Epstein to come to one of his parties or his meetings, trying to get some, hopefully, money for his campaign. Brooklyn Obama gets on stage every day, acts like his shit don't stink, when everybody knows he's dumb as a box of fucking rocks.
It's back to at least 2003, when he signed Epstein's 50th birthday book with a wish of, quote, happy times, best wishes, and peace. The pair teamed up to launch the short-lived pop culture magazine Radar the following year. Zuckerman is a frequent media investor who previously owned The Atlantic and Fast Company and still owns U.S. and World News Report. The files released last week include drafts of an estate planning contract between Zuckerman and Epstein's Southern Trust from 2013. Earlier versions from that year show Epstein asking for $30 million. He ultimately appears to have settled on $20 million for himself and $1 million for a third party, the former Norwegian diplomat Tarjei Ruud Larsen. For full coverage, check out Giacomo Tagnini and Monica Hunter-Hart's piece on Forbes.com.
This is the kind of video that I need to put a disclaimer.
Shut up. All these big names and nobody cares. And I've noticed, if you've noticed ever since Friday, ever since Trump's presidency began this time, and they started talking about the Epstein files, have you noticed when they get releases, these Democrats only mention one person? Think about it. When my 20-year-old daughter tells me this, I mean, you guys, most people should be able to see it. You guys see it. How come people can't? You know, like they say, history repeats itself. So does this go back to, I think it was the Oddfellows? When they were using kids to help George H.W. Bush during his vice presidency with other country leaders. I think it's the Oddfellows. And the guy that was in charge was like a black dude. I think from Nebraska was part of it. Don't get me wrong. But I think I'm in a general direction. I have to go look up the name, but I know what I'm talking about. Sound arrogant, don't I? Well, when you're a army medic and as good as I was, you kind of have to be a little bit arrogant. I mean, I got humbled a few times, but I learned from it. Learning is half the battle. Well, knowledge is knowing. Knowing, knowledge, learning, because you learn to know. Get it? Anyway, speaking of knowing, you know, when certain family members of mine applied to become, green card holders, they had to at least know a little bit of English, which is cool because why not? It'll help you. But when you come to this country and you've been here, why do we have to accommodate Spanish? I get it. We have a lot of Spanish-speaking people here. But I think it was DeSantis. Somebody said it that if they need to be able to read signs, which makes sense because most of the signs are in English. But now they have arrows, icons. We all look at icons. In Germany, it's definitely all icons. Dude, you had to learn over 100 signs, and I think you could only miss like 7. Bro, that test sucked because you have to remember everything, and some of these signs look so familiar. You just got to look for the inlets, the curves. It's weird shit. And the right of way is to the person to your right, not whoever gets there first. So if you come up to a 4-way intersection, there's no stop signs. There's no stop signs. If you're coming up to the intersection and there's somebody to your right, you have to yield to them. Now, if there's somebody on your left, they have to yield to you. So I would fly through that part of the intersection if I saw that the right was clear. I don't know what that has to do with anything. How did speaking Spanish go to the German driver's license?
On. Caution! These stories will almost certainly make you cry. You see, there's a new rule to get a driver's license in Florida.
Starting tomorrow, only drivers that speak English will be allowed to take the license exams.
NBC6 met.
What? You have to know English to take a English driver's exam? What? No, you don't. No, you don't. They have the test. They had the test in Spanish.
Daniela crying in the hallway outside a Miami tax collector's office. She was excited to pick up her driver's license, but that excitement turned to sorrow.
¿Ya hice el examen?
I did a course and I passed my driver's license exam, but I was just told I need to take my test again. But there are no appointments left for the day, therefore I need to take it tomorrow, which means I will have to take it in English.
That's everywhere, right? Blinkers are optional. I think it has to be a special feature that comes on the vehicles. You have to pay extra for it now. And if you do have blinkers and they don't know how to use it, you should tell them, hey, maybe your fluid's low. You need to get blinker fluid and refill it, It works every time. Roundabouts, the only reason I learned about roundabouts was Germany.
I don't speak English. It's hard because we try to do everything the right way. And every day, it gets harder for us.
Imagine moving to another country and demanding their tests be in the language of your choice. The absolute audacity.
I don't know. I don't think that is fair.
Not fair, says Freddy Velasquez, the 35-year-old Honduran man.
Pero, a ver, en inglés, por tema de seguridad, ¿y por qué desde ahora?
If it's a security issue, Adriel Ortiz asks, why now then? Others off camera told us this is simply racist. The governor has been clear, says it's a...
Whoa. I get it. I get it. Because you have to take the test in English, it's racist. Just like me showing you an ID to vote is racist, you bigots.
A safety issue, and people need to be able to read the road signs.
We also recently had some sob stories around trucking licenses.
Yeah, fuck those dudes.
Under the
They should
new
be all-
rules, non-citizens will not be eligible for a commercial driver's license or CDL unless they get a costly employment-based visa and undergo mandatory federal immigration status checks.
Last week, Vivek Sharma went to the DMV to renew his trucking license, but he was denied. The problem? New rules surrounding the process.
You look Arab.
Sharma's been in the U.S. legally for the past 10 years, seeking political asylum. His final court case is next year. He's been driving a truck for the past 8 years, but now he can't.
8 years driving a truck in the U.S. No English.
When asked what comes next, he says he's worried. Trucking paid well. The sudden stop in income means he won't have money to send back to his family in India.
Is this a joke?
Oh.
We're really supposed to feel bad that
Harold.
Vivek can't send money back to India?
Close.
Now he will have to start over.
Why doesn't he do that in India? His family's there, right? They report this sad story as if this didn't just happen in full view of the entire country.
Yup.
The DOT report says the driver was tested and he could not identify 3 of 4 road signs.
They did an English test and he failed abysmally, not even close. But how ridiculous is it
And he's not the
that
only
somebody would get a commercial driver's license who doesn't understand the language of this country?
Of course, for this story to tug on your heartstrings, it requires its viewers to be completely ignorant of this.
The cheating scheme centered in Jacksonville. Here's the men went in here, the DMV on Roosevelt, to take the CDL test to drive a truck, but they are rigged up with equipment to get their answers.
And you see the actual apparatus that he's wearing. He has a chest harness that actually holds the phone.
A red iPhone in the harness, and under a t-shirt, you see the hole right there? So he comes in this t-shirt with a hole cut in it.
Yes.
Now watch this. In a video we've obtained from the DMV, this man opening his shirt. Well, somebody outside in a parking lot can read the test questions on the screen in English and then tell them through this earpiece in their language.
This is happening all over the country.
So if it's happening all over the country, how are they going to fix it? Can't. They can't. Citizenship. Not citizenship. I think this is the judge. Yeah. Only in America can you rape a woman and get your sentence reduced because of racism. Only in America.
If you were to come in here and instead of being hurt and angry, which is what this court hears, right, as a 20-year-old African-American male that has been, experienced this society, etc., and you would show that, yes, okay, this is the situation, this is who I am. I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to be in jail for forever.
Thompson repeatedly stated he did not care, not about his sentence, the victim, or her family.
Welcome to Black History Month. We almost, a third of the way through this, Abe? Will we survive it? Because we've got, you guessed it, some more Take That honkies. Take that. When I was a kid, all of the Los Angeles blacks, they showed all of your racist, white supremacist honkies by letting O.J. Simpson go. O.J. Simpson done about cut a woman's head off and then murdered a maitre d' for witnessing the woman almost getting her head cut off. And a jury said, no, we're going to let him go. Yeah, but he's bathing in her blood's all over the place. His footprints are in the blood. Yeah, we don't care. Shut up, honkies. This is for slavery's times.
Sorry, that's why I watch this guy sometimes.
Yeah, because of slavery's Jim Crow's in a Yeah, no, you're gonna let a murderer, you're gonna let a psychopath murderer go. How do you think that's going to disproportionately? Oh, maybe it won't, because he's killed 2 white people so far, no black people. Who knows? I don't know. But anyway, welcome to 2026, where I guess we're still doing that, huh? Yeah. A bunch of you dumb race baiters out there, you're absolutely convinced that there's some secret who white supremacy club. Like, I'm allowed to speed. Like, I'm allowed to steal, right? I'm allowed to do all types of stuff. When I was a kid in school and I was throwing M80s into garbage cans, the teachers were always like, oh, okay. Listen, we're both white, so it's fine. Oh, wait, no.
Dude, oh my God. I used to get in trouble because we do the tornado drills. And in tornado drills, I don't know if they still do it, when everybody goes into the interior and, go into get on your knees and tuck your head down. So pretty much only thing showing is your ass. I'd be a fucking asshole. And this is when stink bombs were vials. For some reason, I thought it would be a good idea to throw them in the hallway during these fucking tornado drills. It was funny. Smelled so bad, but it was funny. See, these are what we were doing as kids. Harmless. The only thing I was doing was assaulting people's noses.
No, none of that happened. That was stupid. No. But again, race baiters and dumb white libtards, by the way. You smelly white chicks on the left-hand side. Oh my God, the patriarchy and white supremacy. No, this judge is going to let this dude, she's going to cut his time in half. Why? Because he's black. And he's the victim. No, I think the woman that he raped is the victim. The woman that he raped and robbed, she's the victim. No, he's the victim of who white supremacy and patriarchy. And because I'm a strong, empowered black judge, I got that black girl magic judge version. I'm going to commute his sentence in a she. I don't care what this jury of honky crackers has to say. Meanwhile, as she's telling everybody that he's the victim, he's telling the judge to suck his dick. That's what. And she keeps trying to talk over him. Like, no. She's like, shut up, dude. We're both black. I'm gonna cut you a deal because we're both again. Insane. No. No. Louisville judge criticized for a reduced sentence in violent kidnapping sexual assault case. Yeah, it was a reduced sentence, not because he was, oh my God, I'm wrought with emotion. I can't believe the remorse that I'm having for this. It was a crime of wanton passion or something. Oh my God, I can't believe that I did this. No. It's the complete opposite. He goes, fuck her, fuck that family. I'll do it again. He's saying I'll do it again. The judge is like, I'm sure deep down, because we're both Wakandans, I could sense that you're sad. He goes, bitch, I said I'd do it again. And she goes, no, you're sad. You're the victim. She commuted his sentence because he's black. And she's black. She's like, we're both black. Take that, white people. What? Dude. What recourse does this place, this county, what recourse, can you impeach this judge? This chick's got to be disbarred. This is insane levels of just dumb, suicidal, racial politics. Jefferson County judge sentenced a convicted felon to 30 years in prison.
30 years.
Declining to follow the jury's recommendation of 65 years in a case involving robbery, kidnapping, and rape. Chris over here, 24, he was sentenced in December to a conviction tied to a 2023 attack where prosecutors said he kidnapped a woman, raped her,
I remember
robbed
the story when it happened.
Raped her again.
I think I went over it.
Yeah, I think we could put him under the prison. Let's do that. Oh my God, of course that's what you'd say. You're a racist. He's 24 years old. and he's robbing and raping, and then
And he knows it's not
raping
his
again.
first time.
Yeah, no, this isn't going to turn out well for society. I'm sorry. Why are you going to? I'd be shocked if he did the 30 that she gave him.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
So listen, I love this. Thompson's sentencing was marked by repeated disruptions, profanity, and direct insults towards the judge. And she's like, "Don't worry, that's the pain of a fellow Blick. You honky crackers, you can't hear the sorrow and the pain of 1619 slavery times and Jim Crow's. He's 24. He thinks Jim Crow's a fucking football player. Sweetheart." No, he's a piece of garbage. Oh no. He's a SADS. He's a SADS. So I'm gonna cut the sentence in half because we're both black.
See, he sounds like me.
Before we even get appearances, Mr. Thomas, I'm going to need you to be a little bit more respectful to me. Eat my dick. He said that to her. And then she goes, "I'm going to commute your sentence." It's just a wild abdication of any type of law and order and justice. I mean, this is just insane levels of, well, I'll show you why.
Right, we need to get on to the next one because this next one's going to be a little bit long, and it's the grand or. Hopefully, I don't get this censored because YouTube likes to be stupid every once in a while. And you guys know I have a strong dislike for people like the Knights Templars. And what are those fuckers? The Shriners. And, a few of those other organizations, specifically the Knights Templars, because when they came to the United States, they were cast out because they didn't agree with what, the original Templars' vision was. So they came to the United States. And what did they become when they came to the United States? Wow. Let's find out.
Batavia, New York, would be arrested by local authorities for supposed non-payment on a loan. But many in his community believe Morgan was arrested for a much different reason.
Captain William Morgan was a veteran of the War of 1812. He joined, again being a man of some education and influence in his community, joined a Masonic lodge and, not too exceptionally, became disillusioned and embittered against the organization.
The Freemasons are the world's largest and possibly oldest.
Uh-oh. See? It's not just those other people.
Secret society. And in the 1820s, Freemasons are very much a part of American life. Even George Washington himself was a Freemason.
Virtually all of the founding fathers of America were members of Freemasons. I think it would be almost ignorant to think that Freemasonry and the ideas that surround it didn't make its way into the Constitution, but I'm not sure that that's for nefarious or sinister purposes.
Soon after Morgan's arrest, he would disappear, his body never found. This would shock the nation and kickstart an anti-Masonic panic that rocked American Masonry.
The Freemasons have been accused of all kinds of things. They've been repeatedly lionized and demonized in history.
In the aftermath of William Morgan's mysterious disappearance, thousands of Freemasons across America quit the order in protest.
In New York, in a space of 7 years, the Masons go from having 480 lodges to 82 lodges.
How did a secret fraternity dedicated to self-improvement and the betterment of their community become the
bitch? I knew they would fucking do this. God damn it. And it was a fucking good one, too. All right. I kind of want to finish this. So if you guys want to transfer over, you don't have to. You don't have to. But going over here. All right. So what's up, Gilf? So I have to switch over because I really do want to finish this video and I don't want to, you know, not put the information out because I found a lot of interesting shit. And you guys know how much I fucking hate the Freemasons, Knights Templars, the Jews. But, fuck. All right. Well, hope y'all have a good day. I'm not telling you how to think. Don't worry, Rumble. I'm coming back. I'm not cutting the feed. Anyway, I'm not telling y'all how to think. I'm just telling you to think. And I'm sorry about this, but YouTube's dumb. I don't know why they censor fucking documentaries. All right. I don't want to fuck this up. I guess I have to go over there.